Okay, I'm going to show you how to change a quadratic equation from standard form to vertex form. So let's make up an equation. Y equals x squared minus 6x plus 7. The first thing we're going to want to do is take the c value, which is 7, and move it to the side. So our equation would look something like this. Where 7 is over on the side and there's just a space in the parentheses here. The next thing we're going to want to try and do is make a perfect trinomial here, and that involves completing the square. So what we have to do to complete the square is take the b value, which is negative 6, and divide that by 2, which equals negative 3. Then we'll take that value and square it. So negative 3 squared equals 9. And now we're going to enter that into our equation. So y equals x squared minus 6x plus 9. But because we added 9 to our equation, it's no longer balanced. So to make it balanced, we're going to subtract 9 on the outside with the c value. So it'll look something like this now. Our next step is to factor this perfect trinomial. So we will use the a times c method, the a value and the c value. So 1 times 9 is 9. And now which multiples of 9 add together to make negative 6? So how about negative 3 and negative 3? So our equation will look something like this now. Okay, so now all we have to do is finish the equation. So y equals x minus 3 squared. Because we have two binomials that are the same, you can just put a squared symbol next to one of them and it means the same thing. And then negative 9 plus 7 equals negative 2. Alright, now let's try a different equation, but this time the a value will not be equal to 1. So y equals 3x squared plus 12x minus 5. Okay, so just like before, we're going to move the c value over to the side. So y equals 3x squared plus 12x minus 5. But we also have to make the a value equal to 1. So to do that, we're going to have to divide everything in the parentheses here by 3. So now our equation will look something like this. X minus 5. Okay. Now we can just continue just like the last equation. We complete the square. So 4 divided by 2 equals 2. 2 squared equals 4. And we enter that into our equation. So y equals 3 times x squared plus 4x plus 4. But unlike last time, we don't subtract 4 because everything in the parentheses here is being multiplied by 3. So instead of subtracting by 4, we have to subtract by 12 because 3 times 4 equals 12. So negative 12 minus 5. And we just factor this perfect trinomial here. So y equals 3. Let's see, a times c method. 1 times 4 is 4. Which multiples of 4 add together to make 4? About 2 and 2. So x plus 2 and x plus 2. Okay, now all we have to do is finish the equation. So y equals 3 times x plus 2 squared minus 17. And there you go. Now that we know how to change a quadratic equation from standard form to vertex form, now let's look at the vertex form on a graph and see how it moves. So, for example, this is the k value of the vertex form. As the k value increases, the graph moves upwards, but as it decreases, the graph moves downwards. Okay? This is the h value of the vertex form. It's a little different than the k value. As it increases, it actually moves to the left towards the negative end of the axis, and as it decreases, it moves towards the right, towards the positive end of the axis. Okay? And this is the a value. If the a value is positive, the parabola will open upwards, and if it is negative, it will open downwards. Also, the bigger the a value is, the narrower the parabola becomes, and the smaller the a value is, the wider the parabola becomes.